Welcome to the channel, welcome to the video. Here we are diving into episode 6 of how to get better at Blackout, where I take a recent match and we go through it. I actually didn't watch this one, so I have no idea what happens. I don't think I have any losses on deck, so for the next couple of videos are probably just gonna be wins. I'm gonna try to get some losses tonight so I can show you guys where I messed up and what I should improve on. But here we are landing at our good old favorite spot, and yes, we will start changing our landing positions for these videos as well. It won't be the same thing over and over and over, I promise. We also have some more videos that are not hot pursuit related as well. But here I am right now. There's two different teams here. I'm already weak, no meds with my good old cordite. The cordite has been consistently a pretty badass weapon since the release of the game. When the game first came out in beta, I love the cordite. People hated on it, but I would always 1v4 people. You just cannot get past that 90 round magazine. Right now I'm still looting. I'm trying to find meds. Normally I would help and I would push with my team and help them get the last two guys, but I just can't afford to go out there and get shot at. I'm so weak right now. Unfortunately, a teammate goes down, two teammates go down, so I just go ahead and push with half health. There are respawns available, so it's not super crucial. I'd rather not get wiped, but we're gonna try our best to outplay this camper. The guy's, I believe, camping on the second floor. I'm gonna go ahead and execute his teammate just so he can't get res in case the guy pulls a Houdini on us and gets out somehow. People love camping. This guy believes behind the door, if I'm not mistaken. Yep, there his gun sticking out, and it doesn't even get a shot off on me. I absolutely annihilate him with 111 damage. Camping is never the way, guys. It's kind of self-explanatory. You would think I shouldn't have to get into camping. I think it's going to be a very anti-camping video, but you think it's common sense. Hey guys, don't camp. But this is a very campy game. People, you know, I remember when I first started playing BRs back when PUBG was an alpha, and I did the same thing. You're terrified, you have one life. It's a whole different atmosphere. As you get used to the gameplay of battle royales, you know, there's less pressure, less stress, and you just kind of go balls to the wall. So for new players, I can understand it, but what you want to try to avoid to do is sitting still. That guy right there had 2 downs. I was half health, and my teammate was rezzing. At that point, it was a 1v2. He could have gone out there, instantly nuked my teammate that was getting the res off, and then had a 1v1 with me, and made the best man win. But instead, he sat there waiting for us to get the res off, and then it was a 3v1, and we just absolutely annihilated him. A lot of people, a lot of streamers, a lot of friends of mine, a lot of content creators, they say don't ever shoot at vehicles driving by. I say do the opposite. I love shooting at vehicles because 9 times out of 10 they're gonna come back to you. I want to fight. I don't like getting run over, but I do like to fight. I do like to try to shoot them out of the vehicles. Always attract as much attention as you can if you're looking for kills. Especially this early in the game. Late game, I definitely don't recommend it pissing people off when you're trying to get position and things like that. But you know, when the first circle hadn't even collapsed yet, and you're still trying to get loot, your team doesn't have any vests or weapons or anything like that, and I don't have any meds. You want to attract as much attention to you, get some fights, get their loot if possible, or go ahead and just wipe it and restart the match. There's no reason to play passive when you're off to such a bad start with loot. So here we are with the southern circle, changing the route, of course, just because of the circle favor. Again, just, you know, even though it's hot pursuit, you can launch a sensor dart on the bottom of your vehicle and drive around and try to find the enemies. I always recommend doing that, especially in solos and duos. I'm a massive fan of driving around looking for people in solos with sensor darts. You don't always get as many sensor darts as you like, but if you do have it, definitely utilize that tactic. It will help you get way more kills than you ever thought was possible. People love to sit, people love to camp, and you just have to know how to push certain buildings when they're camping in certain areas, when to push, when not to push, and hopefully run in situations where I can tell you don't push that, or let's go ahead and push that, and here's why. All right, so based on experience, I know that array is usually hot. People usually like to run from array to these brown compounds in front of us, 150, and then make their way to the 5 houses further south on that hill by the tower. It's just, again, experience pays off, and hopefully if you guys don't have that much experience, my experience can help you guys as well. And if you don't pick anything up, at least you can know, hey, Savage said there's a lot of people that usually go array, or there's a lot of people that rotate this way. Let's keep an eye out for that. That hill right there to my north that I just peeked, that's a very busy hill. I love this area. I love this hill. It usually has great fights. Whether we win or lose, there's usually really great fights that take place here. Try to utilize your knowledge of your team as well. If you don't play with a full 4-man or teammates, if you don't have a regular players, then disregard everything I'm about to say. But if you have that one player you play with, there's 2 players, there's 3 players you play with all the time, know what guns they're better with. There's no fault in saying, oh shit, well, so-and-so is better than me with this, let me give him the gun even though I want to use it, and I'll just use the gun I'm better with. For example, Islam, my teammate, slash roommate, he is way better at the Koshka than I can ever even dream to be. So of course, every time I find a Koshka, I will drop it for him. Same thing with the Locust. I'll always drop my Locust to Pup, who's a normal teammate of mine, because I just know he's going to absolutely slay out with it. There's just certain weapons that your teammates will utilize better than you. For instance, I don't like having level 3 vests. I don't like it for some reason. I feel like they just get nuked faster in level 2s. It's debatable, I know, but I will usually give it to another teammate, especially if you have a teammate that you're like, I don't want to say carrying because it's kind of rude, but if you have that teammate you're carrying, give him level 3, let him have a little bit more armor. That way he can take a couple more hits, and you can kind of help him out with that. You don't always have to be, I have the best weapons, I have this, because if you're not the best with that weapon, what's the point of it? I get you want to practice, but you also want to get some wins too. There's a time and place to practice. If you happen to find 2 of those weapons, cool. If not, give it to your teammate. Teamwork makes the dream work, and give them the loot, brothers, if needed. Right here, I'm kind of peeking the 3-story red on my right side with the sensor dart. Nobody's in there. We didn't get shot from the left either. So we're just kind of driving around right now looking for enemies for any kind of fights. Gameplay lately has been really slow. This is why I've kind of favored Hot Pursuit lately. Most of the time people just don't ever want to fight. We see a lot of people, and for instance this guy right here will drop by themselves with, you know, I have no idea why they do this. They literally land by themselves, sit in a room and just wait. Maybe his team died. I saw a bag out the side, but look guys, if you were that guy right there and you have a vehicle approaching you, don't just sit in a corner. You want to open the garage door, take a couple pics while we're still in the vehicle, get maybe a down. Just try to outplay the situation. Sitting in a corner waiting will very rarely benefit you, and even if it does benefit you, it's not going to benefit you in the long run. You might get a kill, you might get 2 kills, but how many wins are you really going to have if you have not practiced a 1v4 situation? People are terrified, and don't get me wrong, I don't like it either. It's too much pressure, but people are terrified in general to even attempt a 1v4 situation. If it's a 1v4, they just lock up like the guy in the garage right there. Play aggressive, guys. It's just a game at the end of the day. Who cares if you respawn and start another fight? Get it going. Try to improve your gameplay. Don't just hide. So here we have a team utilizing 2 different vehicles. ATVs, honestly, you know, they're really annoying because they're hard to shoot if they're coming straight at you and like zigzagging and stuff like that. You can't hit them with a mesh mine, but that's why I like the EMP grenades and the Vendetta, dude. If you're on a 4-wheeler or you see an enemy on a 4-wheeler, just shoot at them. It's really easy to get headshots on them. I don't use aim assist, but if you do use aim assist or target assist or whatever you want to call it, I don't use both. But if you do, you have a greater chance of getting those headshots on the guys because it just absolutely locks onto their face. This guy has the Argus. Again, I've never used it, so since we're so late in the game, I have good weapons. I'm gonna go ahead and drop it for a teammate to pick up. But that right there, this team kind of confused me. You know, we got the picks off the ATVs, but only because he stopped in a bush. They didn't get to hard cover. They just stopped in the open and was trying to challenge us when they were already hit and weak. That was not the best play on their part. If I were them, I would have gone to a gas station or at least to a rock or a tree, got out and kind of like peeked and shot. And then even after we killed the 2 guys in the ATV, the dude in the Mustang did the same thing, literally stopped dead center in the street in a 1v4 and just challenged the shit out of us without any given. Don't do that. You don't ever challenge unless you absolutely have to. Don't ever challenge in the open. There's a lot of times where you can't help it, and I get it, that's fine, but that dude could have helped it. He could have repositioned after his team got wiped and tried to get a pick or 2. I'm surprised, to my surprise, nobody is here. Usually Southern Circles, people try to make their way across the lake as fast as they can, and I definitely know their strategy, guys. If the circle shifts to, you know, Turbine area or not Alcatraz, Asylum area, or, you know, south side of the lake, rotate as fast as you can. Don't keep your position on the mainland because you're going to end up getting picked and gatekeeped trying to get safe. So if that circle hard shift with it almost instantly unless you're already in a fight. I'm not saying run from fights, but you want to position yourself in the circle at some form or fashion. So right here, we know how players play. Again, people love to keep themselves on the edge, and I don't blame them for that. That's a really good strategy. You want to play the edge of the circle. Here I spot 2 vehicles, and of course we know there's going to be players here somewhere. No idea where, but we know there's somewhere. So instead of full sending in the middle of the vehicles, I park, position myself by a rock, and we start getting some picks here and there. There ends up being, I believe, 2 teams, and we'll see the second team start shooting at us here soon. There it is, just knocked one of my teammates. We're in a great position, but we're kind of out in the open as well. Easily pushed a little too far down before we realized there was a second team over there. I went ahead and got the down off. I don't know why they didn't execute my teammate. Thank God they didn't. The thirst is real these days. They might have a ridge. I'm not really too... Yeah, they do have a ridge or a rock or something. But these guys are really good shots, man. Every time I peek, I just get fucking annihilated. I get absolutely lit up. So I'm gonna try my best to heal myself, repair my armor, activate all my perks, paranoia and everything going. That way, if another team decides to win a third party, yes, I have paranoia rocking, and I'll be able to know they're looking at me before they can even shoot, for the most part. Unless they're really good players and they actually like lock on and instantly shoot at you, that paranoia really won't save you from great players, but average players and definitely rookies as well. So here I am, I'm playing really passive. You see my team's up there shooting, you see the guy next to me, he's shooting, and I'm just kind of like keeping an eye out. I'm laying out the field. It's like a chess game to me at this point. I can't challenge these guys because they're so spread out. One guy behind one side of the rock, one behind a bush, one behind the tree, and then another on the ridge. So every time I peek, I end up getting annihilated. So I play the field, I look at my position, look at the rocks and how to push to my teammates and get in a better position, and that's exactly what I do. I end up going from rock to rock, using the ridge to keep my cover. You see me keeping close to the rocks. I'm trying to get a wide left flank on these guys. Like I said, these guys are really good, and I want to try to take them out in a better position. My teammate just notified me that they've already rotated to another compound, so I'm going to exit that push and kind of keep an eye on the west. Again, we're in the kill box. That's the lowest part of the surrounding area, so we want to get to the high ground and kind of, you know, make sure no one's coming to third party us. So I peek to the west, nobody's coming. Here I am trying to find the guys we were just fighting. I remember this. I do remember. This is some crazy shit. Watch this. I'm about to shoot this guy. He runs him over, and then he jumps off of the ATV and lands on the fence. I don't know if he was stuck or not, but that was a real easy kill for me. That was just comical. I'm sorry, but yeah, I guess that was the team that ran from us. I don't know. Just got really lucky on that one. So desert endings are always the slowest endings. They're always the most pain in the ass as well, and rookie players seem to have a hard time on it. You'll see a lot of desert endings, people just utilizing vehicles because they just don't know how to play the ridges. They don't know how to play the map. They don't know really how to push anything without getting annihilated and picked. So you see a lot of times, and I don't know if that happens in this game, but you'll see a lot of times people just get in the vehicles in desert endings. You see it way more in desert than you do anywhere else on the map, and that is the reason, I believe. Here we are. I'm just keeping myself to the ridges and the rocks, looking around, making sure at all costs that nobody can pick me and peek me. I'm a little separated from my team, and we're kind of doing like a single file line, but fortunately no one's shooting at us, and we have the higher ground. Center circle is a very bad position for us. We're gonna have to run down a hill to get safe if the game gets to that end game of a circle. Peeking bricks, didn't spot anyone bricks. Find the guy right here on the 80, and he's one tap. I don't know what the hell, how he got so weakened, but damn, that was easy kill. Of course, I know he was not an instant, so he has teammates somewhere, whether they're across the map playing solo. I just don't ever want to assume. You always want to keep an eye out on the surrounding areas and make sure that someone doesn't come out and surprise you that you should have already been aware of. Here we are making our way back to the high ground, and there is a team already on the high ground. I'm guessing it was his teammate because he came right for us, knowing exactly where we were at. Either that or he just heard our gunshots. The guy gets in the vehicle and drives off. Don't know why he didn't try to fight. He literally just left. His teammate had it down. It was a 1v3 max to his knowledge if he would have thought like that, and instead of challenging and having the high ground, he just literally drove away. Don't understand that tactic. Again, people run from fights. There's always a time to run away and reposition. Don't just run and avoid the fight completely. Repositioning's fine, but being a scared little bitch, never fine. You're not going to get better that way either. This is the position I'm talking about. I don't like it at all. We have to run down a hill, no cover. Literally the rocks on the hill aren't covered at all. Even if we go prone behind them, we're still visible. Luckily for us, I don't believe anyone's in these houses, or at least if they are, they're not shooting at us. Here's a team playing the exact edge of the circle. Don't know how we didn't see them, but thank God my shots were on point. And then this guy right here, I happened to down him with the vendetta. Bad play right there on my part. Getting that triple up there was awesome, but as soon as I saw the tracers coming out the bathroom, I should have instantly swapped to my shotgun and got those double kills from there. I put myself at a position to be downed, which I was, and because I was down, instead of Islam, my teammate resing my other teammate, he had to res me. So instead of having 3 people alive, we now have 2 because I made a mistake and didn't switch guns. I just started hip firing the vendetta. Here I am doing a random Kobe. My teammate called him out, and it happened to solidify. The call-out's a very important thing. It's something I want to really stress. That grenade really wasn't that impressive, but because of my teammate's call out, I don't remember exactly what it was, but say for example, hey, enemy down the ridge, 143 behind the bush. I knew he was down the ridge, edge of the blue. I knew he was at the edge of the blue. I just went ahead, cooked the grenade, threw it in that direction, happened to get the kill. We're gonna do in-depth videos here soon about how to do call outs, proper call outs. I mean, an entire video on just calling out. I'm going to teach you guys how to give proper call outs and how to get your teams to do call outs with you and understand the call outs and things like that. We're going to do videos on literally map awareness. We're going to do videos on circle positioning in game. We're going to do a lot of videos here coming up. This is just broad gameplay. That way you can learn multiple little tips and tricks throughout the match that maybe you can utilize and kind of come up with your own gameplays in the end. But guys, if you enjoyed this video, like I said, this is episode 6, but if you enjoyed this video, guys, make sure you leave a like on the video. Leave a comment in the section below if you have any recommendations or questions, or if you just like the video, just let me know, please, in the comments, and keep me amped, and I'll keep putting these videos out if they keep getting the reception that they've been getting. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, and if you like to watch live streams or you want to check me out on a live stream, we stream live on YouTube every night at 6 o'clock Central Standard Time. We stream on Twitch as well during the daytime, Monday through Friday at 9 a.m. Central as well. So follow me on Twitch, sub to me on YouTube, and I'll see you guys on the next one, boys. Peace, brothers.